Salam lakini. I can see the Nathan is seated at the right back. Nathan, can I ask you to come somewhere near here? Because we are fewer. It will just help us if we are like seated around each other. I know the media team is trying to get my slides reflected. You have a pen, you have a paper. One of the things that even as the person who was moderating us was doing what she was doing, one of the things that I learned a long time ago, when you've been called to go somewhere and you're really going to be fed, whether it's spiritually or personally, in whichever area you want to grow, your brain sometimes can fail you. But when you write it down somewhere, you'll be surprised several years even later when you actually come across that one thing and your mind automatically clicks. The other thing is that you could be seated and something is said in that meeting and you realize that is really the one thing that I've been looking all along and I must be able to remember it. So always just have that habit to just carry a piece of paper and a pen, just take your little personal notes. Because I always say, when you actually get into a space like this, where these guys have actually organized for us, you show up for yourself. Cynthia, you don't show up for your friend or for your neighbor or that friend in school. You show up for yourself. Cynthia, let me start by saying, I know she has already introduced me. My name is Agnes, Mueni, Onyancha. Truly, I'm married for the last 21 years. And still growing very strong. We are crossing 21st anniversary this 2nd of June. And together myself, thank you, and my husband, we are blessed with 2 children. Kevin is somewhere, I think in the media team, or has he come down? No, he hasn't. He's somewhere in the media team. They're trying to open up my slides. He's a 2nd year, actually moving to 3rd year. You should not hear that because he wants to be told you're moving to 3rd year so that he can feel I'm getting bigger. And we have Nathan in the house. Nathan, yes, he's doing his A-levels at the moment. The dad was not able to join us because he's away, but he's on his way back home today. One of the things that I keep telling myself, you know, as adults, whatever we do, it is always nicest to do it in front of your children, together with your family, whenever you have an opportunity to do that, so that it's not a secret anymore. And also, as you do what you do, they are also able to realize that, in fact, as I grow up, some of the things I also need to do is to do the things that I do together with my family, isn't it? Isn't that what also our mothers do in shags? Actually, okay, you guys, you don't know, you guys, you're Nairobians, but you know, some of us who grew up in shags, some of the things our parents will do is they will carry you, they have their bottle of milk or uji, and guess what? They go and put you under a shade, and they're busy cultivating whatever doing they're doing, and jioni wanawabeba mnarudi pamoja. It's such a great honor to be here. I know I only have about 50 minutes. I'll try and honor that time. And had been asked to pick up a topic that is, I was even telling Emily, it's a very difficult topic to speak to the younger people. And then I kept thinking, talking about entrepreneurship, what is there that you can speak to the young people? And I remember telling her, beyond entrepreneurship, I think it is also about the choices that we make for ourselves as the young people. And I'll start my talking by saying that I also grew up definitely being in your stage where you are for many years ago. And I was told this is a combination of people who finished their high school, some are transitioning to campuses, others have finished colleges. Is that the mixture we have around here? Anyone who has just finished their campus? Or last year, let's say? Okay, yes, we have a few hands up. Oh, good, all right. Somebody who is still in college or university? Oh, okay, several hands in the house. Okay, we are several. Somebody who's in the high school with us? Okay, yeah, a few hands also. So I think it's a good mixture. And we also have the older who've been in the industry for many years. And so I kept saying, even at the older age, some of the things that actually we go through that really confuses some of us is what I would call choices. Choices, C-H-O-O-S-E-S, choices, or CHOICES, whichever way you want to say. Really choices, CHOICES, or choices. Really, and I like saying a choice that you make, it is really a gift. And I'm glad we are sitting in a church setup. It's a gift from God. Because I always say, like, if I'm sitting here and Susan is seated wherever she's seated, and we have an issue between us that is probably causing trouble, or we are not very happy with each other, if she says something in the midst of that discussion that is probably not getting to me very well, I have a choice to make between what she has done and before I react. There's space in between, right? There's space between the event and your reaction. So you have to choose to actually use this space quite well. Why? Because it will actually be the only bridge to either break that relationship or add value to that relationship, or probably make me to regret for the rest of my life. And therefore, as the young people, some of the things that really trouble us, and I would like putting myself in there, because I said I'm forever young, is that as you grow up, you realize that the ability to actually make choices keeps increasing. Now you're at your stage where you are, and allow me to discuss especially those who are just finished universities or colleges, and those who are in the college at the moment, or in the high school at the moment. And what happens is choices that probably things that trouble you at that stage are very few. Probably the school would be at the top because you want to acquire good grades. Then you've got your personal life, your relationships, your friends, and then you've got your family. Pretty much. And family, we are talking about your bigger unit, which is your parents, your siblings, and all that. Because rarely will you have that age with a solid one nuclear family for themselves. But that is not too far from where you are, and especially if you finished the university or you're getting into the job market. And therefore, what I keep saying, the choice that you have to make in there are so critical for you. And I like using the analogy of when somebody wants to lose weight. Let me tell you, those who are foodie like me, you realize that the fast food is nicer. Sindio, Aki, like you, which one do you like? You like which food? The chips, Sindio? The chips, the sausages. Remember, you guys, you don't like those things. Because when it's hot and then you pour them salt in it and some tomato sauce, and then they're telling you don't eat that one and you're going to become fat. Isn't that what they tell us? Reality is, it is sweet, isn't it? That food is really sweet. And then they tell you, forget about the fried things. Forget. Now the other day we were being told, forget about the nyama choma. You know, I'm thinking, seriously? So these guys, they want us to eat what? And because you need to remain trim and looking very healthy. That's a fact. And then they tell you now, what you need to eat is the vegetables and the fruits. Are those nice things? Are they sweet? The mambogas? But you need to be there so that you can actually have a healthy lifestyle. And therefore, even in life, making that one nice choice, it's the hardest. Because the bad choices are easier. Somebody has talked to you badly. It just feels nicer to be able to tell them or to feed them with their own dose as well. Isn't it? So many tusi seta mini kutusi. Isn't it? You just feel, yes, I've hit you back. But I keep saying, as age increases, you realize that also the ability to make those choices widens as well. And then you get into where you are and you're talking about, what about the choices in terms of your career? What about the friends that I'm going to keep around me? Because at the end of the day, the impact that they make for me in my life are the things that will actually, at the end of the day, make me who I will become in the long run. So it's so critical for you and for myself to be able to use that space between the event itself and the reaction, and use this space in there very, very well. And remember for yourself that it is a gift. So what choices can you make today that probably you could not make yesterday? That's my question for you and your take home. Could it be there's a decision that you think in your view that you would wish you can do it today, that you could not make it yesterday? For the young